My girlfriend said she didn't think I'd mind if her male best friend came along on the trip too. I told her, "You're right." Then I transferred her ticket to one of my female friends and took her to Paris instead. When my girlfriend arrived at the airport, that's when she found out what had happened, and she just stood there, completely shocked. I'm a 29-year-old software architect. I work remotely for a fintech company based in Boston, pulling in about $185,000 a year. I'm not saying that to brag. It's just context for what comes next. I've always been the type to plan things out, think ahead, and treat the people I care about well. Maybe too well. That's probably where this whole mess started. Her name was Brittany. We'd been together for 2.5 years. Met her at a rooftop bar in Chicago during a work conference. She was a marketing coordinator for a wellness brand, bubbly, social, always had a story to tell. I fell hard. Real hard. The kind where you start imagining a future before you've even had the "what are we" talk. About 6 months into our relationship, she introduced me to him. Connor. Her best friend since college. They'd stayed close after graduation, texted constantly, grabbed lunch every few weeks. I didn't think much of it at first. I'm not the jealous type. I believe people can have platonic friendships. I really do. But there was something about the way she'd light up when his name appeared on her phone. Something about how she'd mention him in every third conversation. Connor said the funniest thing today, she'd say over dinner. Connor thinks I should apply for that promotion. She'd mention while we were watching TV. Connor and I used to do this thing in college where, and she'd launch into some story I'd heard 3 times already. Still, I ignored it. Told myself I was being insecure. Told myself that if I truly trusted her, this wouldn't bother me. So I smiled and nodded and pretended like it was all completely normal. Fast forward to March of this year. Our anniversary was coming up in May, 3 years together. I wanted to do something special. I'd been saving up for months, and I knew Brittany had always dreamed of going to Paris. She'd never been to Europe. Her Instagram was full of saved posts about the Eiffel Tower, little cafes in Montmartre, bookstores along the Seine. So I started planning. Quietly. Carefully. I booked 2 business class tickets on Air France for May 12th. Reserved a suite at a boutique hotel near the Latin Quarter with exposed wooden beams and a library bar. Lined up dinner reservations at Le Cinq for our anniversary night, a 2 Michelin-star restaurant that required booking 3 months in advance. I researched walking tours, booked tickets to the Musée d'Orsay, even found a small jazz club in Saint-Germain-des-Prés that had incredible reviews. The whole trip was going to cost me close to $8,000, but I didn't care. I wanted to see her face when she realized where we were going. I kept it a secret for weeks. Every time she asked what we were doing for our anniversary, I'd just smile and say, "It's a surprise." She kept guessing. Wine country, the Bahamas, New York, Miami. I just kept shaking my head. Then, 3 weeks before the trip, everything changed. It was a Sunday morning in late April. We were lying in bed. One of those lazy mornings where neither of us had anywhere to be. She was scrolling through her phone, and I was reading a book about behavioral economics. The window was open, and there was a nice breeze coming through. Out of nowhere, she said, "So I was thinking, Connor's been going through a rough time lately." I lowered my book. "Yeah? What's going on?" "He broke up with his girlfriend last month. Stephanie. They were together for like a year and a half." "That sucks," I said. "Is he doing okay?" She rolled onto her side to face me. "I think so, but he's been kind of down. We got coffee yesterday, and he was just, I don't know, not himself. And he mentioned how he really needs to get away for a bit. Clear his head." I already knew where this was going, but I didn't say anything. I just waited. She smiled at me. "I don't think you'd mind if he came along on our trip too, right? I mean, it'd be fun. The 3 of us. And he really needs it right now." I just stared at her, waiting for the punchline, waiting for her to laugh and say she was kidding. She didn't. She kept talking. "He said he'd pay for his own ticket and everything. He wouldn't be a third wheel, I promise. It's just, he's my best friend, and I think it would really help him to get away for a bit. Plus, you guys would get along great if you spent more time together. You want to bring Connor on our anniversary trip?" I interrupted. She blinked. "Well, yeah. I mean, it's not just about the anniversary, right? It's about having fun and relaxing. And Connor's like family to me. He's been there for me through everything." I felt something shift in my chest. Not anger yet. Not even hurt. Just clarity. "You're right," I said, my voice completely calm. She sat up a little, surprised. "Really? Yeah. I don't mind at all." Her whole face lit up. Oh my God, thank you. I knew you'd understand. This is exactly why I love you. You're so easygoing and secure. You're not like other guys who would get all weird and jealous about this. She leaned over and kissed me on the cheek. You're literally the best. She immediately grabbed her phone and started texting Connor. I could see her thumbs flying across the screen. He's so excited, she said, laughing. He says thank you for being so cool about this. I got up and went to the kitchen, made coffee, stood there watching the machine drip while I listened to her in the other room, still texting, still laughing. And that's when I decided. I wasn't going to argue. Wasn't going to beg her to see how completely insane this was. I was just going to act. Update 1 that same afternoon. While Brittany was at yoga, I called the airline. I explained that I needed to change the name on one of the tickets. The customer service rep told me that wasn't possible. Airline tickets are non-transferable. But she said I could cancel and rebook if I was willing to pay the cancellation fee. It was going to cost me about $600 total. I didn't hesitate. Do it. She processed the cancellation. Brittany's ticket was gone. Then I called my friend Alexa. Alexa and I had been friends since college. She's a graphic designer, works freelance, hilarious, sharp as hell. We'd stayed close over the years, totally platonic. She'd met Brittany a handful of times at group hangouts. She was always polite, but never overly warm. Hey, I said when she picked up. Random question. Are you free the first week of May? I think so. What? How would you feel about going to Paris? There was a long pause. I'm sorry, what? Paris. France. First week of May. I have an extra ticket. Business class. 5-star hotel. Are you in? Are you serious right now? Dead serious. What about Brittany? Long story. I'll explain later. Are you in or not? She laughed. I mean, yeah, obviously. But what the hell is going on? I'll tell you everything. Just say yes. Okay. Yes. Absolutely yes. I booked her ticket that night. For the next 3 weeks, I acted completely normal around Brittany. She kept showing me things Connor had sent her, screenshots of restaurants he wanted to try, photos of neighborhoods he thought looked cool. Connor thinks we should skip the Louvre because it's too touristy, she said one night. I said. She even suggested we get an Airbnb instead of a hotel so we'd have more space to hang out. She had no idea I'd already rearranged everything. The night before the flight, I packed my bag like usual. Brittany was buzzing around the apartment, talking nonstop. Connor had texted her that he was so pumped. She asked if I was excited. Yeah, I said. I'm really excited. The morning of the flight, I got up at 5:30. Brittany was still asleep. I kissed her on the forehead and whispered, I'll meet you at the airport. She mumbled something and rolled over. I grabbed my suitcase and left. I picked up Alexa at 7 o'clock. She was standing outside her apartment with a roller bag and a huge grin. I still can't believe this is happening, she said as she got in the car. We got to O'Hare around 8:30. Our flight was at 11 o'clock. We checked in, grabbed coffee, and found a quiet spot near our gate. That's when I told her everything. Alexa's jaw dropped. She wanted to bring her male best friend on your anniversary trip? The trip you planned and paid for? Yep. And she thought you'd just be cool with it. Apparently, I'm easygoing and secure. Alexa shook her head. That's insane. Tell me about it. So what does she think is happening right now? I checked my watch. She's probably getting to the airport. She and Connor were supposed to meet at Terminal 3 at 9 o'clock. Their flight is at 11:15. And she has no idea her ticket doesn't exist. Nope. Alexa raised her coffee cup. I don't know what kind of drama I just walked into, but thank you for bringing me. We boarded around 10:30. The flight attendant came by with champagne. Right as the cabin doors closed, my phone started blowing up. 17 texts from Brittany. 4 missed calls. 3 voicemails. Hey, where are you? I'm at the airport. Where are you? The ticket isn't working. They're saying I'm not in the system? What's going on? This isn't funny. Where are you? Are you serious right now? Call me. I turned the phone off completely and put it in my bag. The plane took off. Update 2 Paris was perfect. Alexa and I landed at Charles de Gaulle around 1 a.m. local time. Took a cab to the hotel, checked in, collapsed into our rooms. The next morning, we met in the lobby around 9 o'clock. We walked to a cafe nearby and had croissants and coffee. The weather was perfect, cool and sunny. Alexa kept looking at me like she was waiting for me to crack. Finally, over lunch on the second day, she said, Okay, how are you actually feeling about all this? I thought about it. Honestly, I feel free. No regrets. None. Not even a little bit. Alexa, she wanted to bring another guy on our anniversary trip. What's there to regret? She nodded. I knew something was off with her. Every time we all hung out, she barely talked to you. She was always on her phone. And the way she talked about Connor, it was so obvious. I figured you knew and just didn't care. I think I was in denial, I admitted. You weren't being insecure. You were being disrespected. There's a difference. We spent the week doing everything I'd planned. The Louvre on Monday, Versailles on Tuesday, a river cruise on Wednesday. Alexa was the best travel partner. Easygoing, funny, up for anything. We ate too much bread and cheese. Drank wine at lunch. Stayed out late listening to street musicians. Took a stupid amount of photos. I didn't think about Brittany much during the days. But at night, alone in my room, I'd wonder what she was doing. If she'd actually gone to Paris with Connor. On the fourth night, after a bottle of wine at a bistro, Alexa said, "Can I ask you something?" "Sure. Why didn't you just break up with her before the trip?" I swirled the wine in my glass. I guess I wanted her to feel what I felt. To understand what it's like when someone you care about chooses someone else over you. And do you think she gets it now? I don't know. Maybe. She squeezed my hand. For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing. By the time we flew back, I'd gotten over 200 messages from Brittany. I skimmed a few on the flight home. They ranged from confused to furious to apologetic. Connor had apparently paid for her ticket after the airport disaster. They'd spent the week in Paris together. She sent photos. The two of them at the Eiffel Tower, drinking wine, smiling. The last text she sent said, "We need to talk. I'll be at the apartment tomorrow." Update 3: I got back to Chicago on Tuesday afternoon. Took an Uber home. The apartment looked the same. Brittany's stuff everywhere. She showed up an hour later. She looked tired. Hair in a messy bun. Eyes red. "Hey," she said. "Hey." She crossed her arms. "So are you going to explain what the hell that was?" I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Her jaw clenched. "You canceled my ticket. You took Alexa to Paris. On our anniversary trip. You wanted to bring Connor. That's not the same thing, isn't it?" Her face went red. "Connor is my friend. Alexa is, what? Your backup girlfriend. Alexa's my friend. Same as Connor's yours. Right." She didn't answer. I stood up. "You really don't see it, do you?" "See what?" "How disrespectful that was. Asking me if your guy friend could come on a trip I planned for us. For our anniversary. A trip I spent thousands of dollars on. I didn't think it was a big deal." "That's the problem, Brittany. You didn't think. You didn't think about how I'd feel. You just thought about what you wanted. What Connor wanted." Her eyes started to water. "I didn't mean it like that." "Then how did you mean it?" She sat down on the couch, head in her hands. "Connor's been going through a lot. I just wanted to help him. I thought it would be fine. Because I'm always fine with everything, right? Because I'm the easygoing boyfriend who never complains." She looked up at me, tears streaming. "That's not fair." "No. What's not fair is you expecting me to be okay with you prioritizing him over me. Again and again. I don't prioritize him over you. Brittany, you talk about him constantly. You text him more than you text me. And then you wanted him to come on our anniversary trip. Do you understand how that made me feel?" "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'm sorry, okay?" I walked to the window. "Did you sleep with him?" Silence. I turned around. "No," she said. "Are you in love with him?" "No. It's not like that." "Then what is it like?" She wiped her eyes. "He's my best friend. That's all. We have history. It doesn't matter what it means. What matters is how it made me feel. And you never cared enough to ask." She stood up. "So you're just going to throw away 2.5 years?" It wasn't one mistake. It was a pattern. This was just the moment I finally saw it clearly. "So you humiliated me at the airport?" "I didn't humiliate you. I just stopped accommodating behavior that was hurting me." She shook her head. "I can't believe you did this." I grabbed my jacket. "I'm staying at a hotel tonight. We can figure out the apartment stuff later. But I'm done." "Wait." She stepped toward me. I stepped back. "Don't. You're really breaking up with me? You did that yourself when you asked Connor to come to Paris." I walked past her. She called my name once, but I didn't turn around. I left. Final update: it's been 4 months since Paris. I moved out at the end of May. Found a new place in Logan Square, a 1-bedroom with exposed brick and big windows. It feels like mine in a way the old apartment never did. Brittany kept the old place. We split everything over text. Civil, cold, but civil. She tried to call me a few times in June. Left voicemails. I listened to the first one, her apologizing, saying she wanted to talk. I deleted the rest. Eventually, she stopped. I heard through mutual friends that she and Connor started dating in July. Someone saw them at a rooftop bar, holding hands. I wasn't surprised. Alexa and I are still close. We've gotten together for dinner a few times. She's seeing someone now, a guy she met at a conference. He seems good for her. She seems really happy. As for me, I'm doing okay. Better than okay. I've been traveling more. Austin in August, Portland in September. Started picking up hobbies I'd let slide. Got back into guitar, joined a soccer league, started reading more. I started seeing someone new in October. Her name is Lily. She's a veterinarian. We met at a Halloween party. It's nothing serious yet, but it feels different. Lighter. Easier. She doesn't have a Connor. And I don't spend my time wondering where I stand. I don't regret what I did. Not for a second. I spent years being understanding. Being patient. Being the easygoing boyfriend. Letting things slide. But at a certain point, understanding turns into being a doormat. And patience turns into allowing yourself to be disrespected. I wasn't going to let that be my story. Sometimes people don't realize what they have until it's gone. And sometimes, by the time they realize it, you've already moved on. That's where I'm at now. Moved on. No bitterness. No lingering what-ifs. Just a guy who took himself to Paris and realized that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is walk away. Edit 1. A few people asked if I ever talked to Connor. I didn't. Never saw the point. He wasn't the problem. Brittany was. Edit 2. For those asking about Alexa. No, we're not together. We're genuinely just friends. And honestly, I'm glad we didn't complicate it. Edit 3. Brittany did apologize about a month after the breakup. Sent me a long text saying she understood why I did what I did. I appreciated it. But by then, I'd already moved on.